Coming up next, one of these three ladies will be the next challenger for the Snarl Women's Championship. The Yankee Rose Georgia Washington, the Fairfield Fox Faye Crawford, and Rockin Robin are about to clash to see which of them will face Liberty Belle Danielle.
The following three-way match will determine the #1 contender for the WL Snarl Women's Championship. It is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Fairfield, Connecticut, she's the Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford.
Faye Crawford is almost always looking for a championship opportunity. The former Women's International Champion and former Ladies Tag Champion has taken part in so many of these multi-person, top contender matches, and she even wins some of them too. The Fairfield Fox is a huge threat to win here.
This field of three makes my choice hard. Rockin Robin has been very successful lately, and well, Georgia Washington's ego just went up to hat sizes, despite Kurt Angle having cut her loose. And losing her most recent match to Dynamite Jeannie Parker, but she's still a bit of a wild card in my book.
I'm favoring Crawford here, based on her experience in these kinds of matches. It definitely gives her an edge over the others.
Also, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
You know, Johnny Bianco's right. The way she's been acting, you wouldn't think she'd been let go by Kurt Angle, or that she lost her last match.
You gotta wonder if this new sense of, well, emancipation is going to be a positive or a negative for Georgia Washington. She certainly is conducting herself as if she were the queen of the planet, isn't she? But a good strut won't win you matches or get you a title shot. She's going to have to compete at the top level with these two opponents.
Now, she does have a massive ego, but she's a very capable wrestler as well. You just kind of hope her skills and her ego start to match up in size. But again, Georgia will be in there against a pair of very seasoned stars.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Rockin Robin pick up the win here, because of, her technical skills.
Rockin Robin versus Liberty Belle Danielle would make for a terrific title matchup. And who knows, maybe Rockin Robin will surprise us all. Hey, get a look at this. No, Georgia Washington hasn't let things go to her head, not even a little bit. Geez, what a show even before the match gets good and going.
Wow, really? Maybe Georgia here needs a valet of her own, instead of having the referee do all the work. Man, she's gotten obnoxious.
That's because she knows her odds are good to win this match. If Faye Crawford and Rockin Robin don't get in the way,
And from Charlotte, North Carolina, here's Rockin Robin. This match is said to be one of Robin's toughest ones so far, not just because it's a three-way match, but it's also, in case anyone's forgotten, a no DQ match, where pretty much anything goes. Inside or outside the ring, will she maintain her technical moves, or will she give in to the temptation of swinging a chair at someone? I'm hot to know the answer here. Since Rockin Robin has been extremely well behaved up to now, will her opponents even allow her to maintain that good conduct?
Hey, will she want to keep her good conduct around these two? There's your question. It's gonna be a great match. Willie Johnson rings the bell. Here we go. Georgia with a kick to Faye Crawford. Rockin Robin pitches her out onto the apron. Georgia Washington makes her way back in. Rockin Robin tags Faye Crawford with a right. Georgia Washington tags her with a backbreaker. Standing dropkick from Rockin Robin. Look at that, a little fancy work off the ropes. Faye Crawford rounds up Georgia Washington, scoop slams her. Rockin Robin, look at this with an arm drag on the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford counters with a stomp. Georgia Washington on the outside as Rockin Robin goes to work on the Fairfield Fox Faye Crawford. Crawford counters with a right. Locks her up, whips her to the far corner, a shoulder right into the midsection. Rockin' Robin counters, gets back up on her feet. Georgia Washington's been out for a long time here. Rockin' Robin goes for a cover. One, but just a one. Georgia Washington makes her way back inside the ring. Spinning neckbreaker for Rockin' Robin. A spear on Georgia Washington from Faye Crawford. Crawford covers, but not even a one. Rockin' Robin tags her with a right. Rounds her up. Winds up the arm on Faye Crawford. Delivers a stomp to the shoulder. Georgia Washington tags her with a clothesline. Rockin' Robin rolls out onto the floor. Faye Crawford rounded up into a backbreaker by Georgia Washington. The Yankee Rose with another neckbreaker on Rockin' Robin. Followed up with a kick to the back. Rockin' Robin drags her down by the arm, slams her face first into the mat. Faye Crawford is still laid out. Top rope moonsault from Rockin' Robin, who's been maintaining them scientific skills, at least so far. A head scissor and a shot to the head for Faye Crawford from Rockin' Robin. Crawford and Robin on the outside. Georgia Washington on the outside, on the other side of the ring. These two making a beeline for each other, Faye Crawford and Georgia Washington. Georgia Washington trash-talking Faye Crawford. Rockin' Robin rolled back into the ring. Faye Crawford catches a neckbreaker from Georgia Washington. Georgia with a one-arm slam. Uh-oh, you gotta look at this. Rockin' Robin with a kendo stick, making a beeline for these two. Look at this. Georgia Washington tags her with the kendo stick twice. Over the top rope comes Faye Crawford, takes down Georgia Washington. Follows it up with a spear to take down Rockin' Robin. Georgia Washington going for that kendo stick again. Rockin' Robin takes down Faye Crawford with a drop kick, gets rolled back inside the ring. A chop block takedown on Georgia Washington from the Fairfield box. Faye Crawford catches a kick from Georgia. Georgia locks up with Rockin' Robin. Look at this, a little cooperation here, a double choke slam on Rockin' Robin between Faye Crawford and Georgia Washington. Georgia rolls Robin back into the ring. Faye Crawford disarmed with the kendo stick by Georgia. Georgia's got her up. Look at this, beautiful. Nice suplex from Faye Crawford. Rockin' Robin goes to work with kicks to Faye Crawford. Takes down Georgia Washington, follows it up with a stomp and a drop kick to Faye Crawford that puts her up against the barricade. A kick to the midsection from Georgia. Rockin' Robin rolled back inside the ring. Faye Crawford tags Georgia with a right. Gets her back inside the ring. And the Fairfield box doing a little showing off for the fans here. Rockin' Robin countered by Georgia Washington. Robin counters with a kick. An elbow to the face of the Fairfield box from Georgia. And another collaboration here. No! A meeting of the minds, a knocking of the noggins from Faye Crawford, who sets Rockin' Robin up. Has her all the way up for the vertical suplex, but look at this. Rockin' Robin counters it. A chop block behind the knee takes down Faye Crawford. A drop kick fails to connect with Georgia Washington, follows it up with a stomp. Faye Crawford locks up Georgia. Georgia counters with elbows to the midsection. Rockin' Robin tags Georgia Washington with a drop kick. Nails a drop toe hold and a leg lock on Faye Crawford. The Fairfield Fox in trouble with a possible submission here. She fights her way out. A couple of hard rights. She cuts herself loose from Rockin' Robin. A hip toss from Georgia Washington. Rockin' Robin's got Georgia up, takes her down. A classic wrestling takedown. Misses with the senton. Georgia Washington just gets out of the way just in time. Georgia Washington locked up by Rockin' Robin. Has her up for the suplex, but no. Georgia Washington turns it into a bulldog. Takes down Rockin' Robin. Faye Crawford comes back to the ring with a chair. And she just brained Georgia Washington. Faye Crawford countered by Georgia with a hip toss. Rockin' Robin whips Georgia to the ropes, locks up Faye Crawford. Faye Crawford takes her down and sets up for another submission on Rockin' Robin. Georgia Washington breaking up the submission though. Georgia Rounded up by Faye Crawford. Look at this. Oh, man. What a slam face first to the canvas. 1, 2. But only a 2 count. Georgia Washington finding her way out of the pin. Rockin' Robin just getting back to her feet. Faye Crawford's got the chair again. And just waylaid Georgia a second time. Catches a drop kick from Rockin' Robin. Robin dragging Georgia center ring. Catches a shot from Faye Crawford. Crawford with the beautiful flip and the pin. 1, 2. Almost. That was close. Georgia Washington rounds up Faye Crawford. Spinning sidewalk slam. Faye Crawford counters with a kick. Rockin' Robin on the outside. Faye Crawford with a leg scissor stomp on Georgia. 1, 2. Again, only a 2 count. Georgia Washington getting the... Oh, look at this. Rockin' Robin's got a chair. Faye Crawford rolls out of the way and spears her. She never even got a chance to use it. A chop block from Georgia Washington on Faye Crawford. Slams her head down to the canvas. Drives a knee into her lower back. Rockin' Robin moves in, tags Georgia with a shot. Rolls her down into a submission. Look at this right here. Could be a possible tap out. No, Georgia Washington with a series of shots gets herself cut loose from the submission. Rockin' Robin rounded up, snap suplex from Georgia Washington. Faye Crawford on the outside apron. Georgia grabs the chair, nails Faye Crawford with it, and out to the floor she goes. Georgia Washington going out after her. A drop kick from Rockin' Robin on Faye Crawford. A kick to the midsection. A shot to the back of Faye from Georgia. Georgia takes her down. Georgia Washington with a one-arm slam on Rockin' Robin. Georgia Washington makes her way back inside the ring. Here comes the Fairfield Fox again. Goes behind, tags her with a shot. Whips her to the corner. Faye Crawford charges a shoulder tackle right to the midsection. Crawford rolls her over, covers. But Rockin' Robin right there to break up the pin. Robin catches a shot from Faye Crawford. Counters with a kick. An elbow to the face of Georgia from Faye Crawford. A side suplex from Rockin' Robin on Faye Crawford, who rolls out. A takedown from Georgia Washington. Georgia rolls her over and goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. I don't believe it. Georgia Washington wrapping this one up, getting the win over Rockin' Robin by pinfall.
The time, 8 minutes and 25 seconds. Your winner by pinfall is Georgia Washington.
That was a ride and a half, and I just swore Faye Crawford had this one locked down. But Georgia Washington upsets both her plans, and Rockin' Robin's as well, picking up the 3-count pinfall with over Robin, with Faye Crawford out of the ring. I'm not sure how Danielle Heathcote will feel about this, but I'm sure the fact that Georgia Washington is the new #1 contender for the Star Women's title. I'm positive she would have rather faced anyone else.
And so that title defense will happen just as soon as Danielle returns from her short vacation. Georgia Washington again. Just wow. We'll be right back with more RWL Snarl after this.